WWE ECW from September the 19th, 2006. This is episode 15. A limousine arrives and they roll out the red carpet, literally, because King Booker and Queen Sharmell are here in the back, and Paul E. says, "What a night this will be." Before Bodies plays, please let Booker be what the show has needed to be good. When we get to ringside, Sabu is out first for a 6-man tag team match, so that seems promising. And it's also interesting because in Alpha Entertainment Worldwide, the post-invasion merger concept that Josiah and I do, SmackDown has a tornado, a Team Extreme Tornado Tag Team Championships. So that, would work perfectly in the ECW environment because they're tornadoes, so no need to tag, and, Team Extreme, so fits the ECW mold. Sabu's partners are Sandman and Tommy Dreamer, and they come out with a very Shield-style entrance, although Rollins, Reigns, or Mox never quite entered this way, with walking on top of the barricade or getting inebriated while doing so like the Sandman does. They're taking on the team of Mike Knox, Test, and Matt Striker. This match really has potential. While Test, Knox, and Striker character-wise don't necessarily fit within the general archetype of ECW, the original concept, none of them are exceptionally bad, and Sabu, Sandman, and Tommy Dreamer are crazy over when it comes to the ECW fan base, which is what makes me think that this match really has possibilities. I just worry that the match will end in disqualification because for some reason Vince gets so amused to end, it seems like mostly the opening match, but matches in general on ECW programming with a disqualification, just to show that, haha, he's in charge, basically. Sandman is crazy bloody before the match even starts because of how that he busts himself open with his beer can in his entrance. Knox and Dreamer start the match. Knox tags in Striker, but he's a smart character, or like he's trying to get over the idea that he is smart, and so he doesn't stay in the ring very long. And after Mike Knox gets tagged back in, Dreamer is sent to the outside. Test throws Tommy into the ring post and the steel steps. Matt Striker strikes Sandman, who's on the edge of the apron trying to check on Tommy. But when Striker knocks Sandman down, he ends up getting taken to the back. It's an intriguing development with the match. Lots of action in a short amount of time, which is, well done so far. And I just hope that they are able to keep up this quality. Test is now viciously attacking Tommy while Sabu tries to will him over to get the tag. Matt Striker is now in the ring and being very methodical, smart, distracting the referee so that Knox and Test can double team him. The crowd is chanting that they want tables, but that worries me because it definitely feels within reasonable possibility that Sabu could easily get a table and then cost his team the match. So I hope that Sabu stays composed and doesn't lose the match by a disqualification because of listening to the crowd. Knox is just so dominant towards Tommy Dreamer. When Tommy makes the tag to Sabu, the crowd loves it. Sabu and Dreamer actually work so well together, it makes me wish that they had reintroduced the tag team division in ECW, because they had really cool looking titles anyway, so why would you not want to? I definitely thought having just the one championship was a big drawback for the ECW brand in general, because you have so many people and only one title to fight for. It's like, What are all the people, doing when they're not going after that one championship? Oh my goodness, while Sabu is on the top rope, Test bumps the referee, crotching Sabu. Why must every episode begin, or even if not begin with, have to have disqualifications? It's just so ridiculous. Even though when the match ends, the action continues, just like last week when the opening match, I believe it was, got ended in a disqualification. The action still continued, which made me think, why couldn't they just end the match with the victory and then do the chaos? Sandman returns with his cane, and if this was the first and only disqualification on the show, I think I would have disliked it less, but it's a constant example of this becoming a pattern that really makes it so much worse to me. They cut back to the backstage area, and Paulie is complimenting King Booker and Queen Sharmell. Booker is so disgusted by Balls Mahoney after C.W. Anderson and Stevie Richards acknowledge the King. I mean, kind of like how they do in the modern age with acknowledge the Tribal Chief. Out next is Little Blood Red Riding Hood, which was a fun thing that Joey Styles said about Ariel, along with Kevin Thorne. This episode, it just is flying by. Balls Mahoney is out next, and he is accompanied by Francine, ECW original. Ariel tries to run at Francine, but Kevin prevents her, and Balls Mahoney and Kevin Thorne go to the outside quick. When they get back in the ring, Mahoney shows off that he isn't just a brawler when he hits a very cool cradle suplex. Francine and Ariel go at it on the outside, and Kevin wins with a razor's edge. Back to Paulie touring Booker around, and Sharmell is not a fan of Trinity from the FBI. CM Punk goes eye to eye with Booker T, and for sure, Punk wants a shot at Booker's world title, although he's got his dance card filled tonight because CM Punk is taking on Shannon Moore, who claims that he wasn't ready last week, so Shannon gets a rematch against CM Punk. They start with a collar and elbow tie-up, and I just assume that Shannon's going to get squashed until they show that Kelly Kelly is watching Punk from not quite the back, but also not quite in the crowd. It's like this little breezeway area. And once I see that she's watching him, and then we're watching her watch him, I'm like, okay, so this probably won't be a squash match exactly, but the story of this match is primarily her watching, and that gets extra clear when Mike Knox comes out to that area and takes Kelly away. And at that point, it's like the match that had been more or less in the background takes center stage. And one of the best parts of the match is CM Punk using using his experience from wrestling Samoa Joe and dodging a whisper in the wind from Shannon Moore, who, let's be real, probably learned it from Jeff Hardy. And CM Punk just says, nope, I'm not taking that spot, and then steps out of the way as Shannon falls. Punk wins once again with the Anaconda Vice. As it should, it all comes down to how you send the fans home. How will this episode end? Heyman says people think ECW is like a cult, and he tells Booker to just imagine everybody worshiping at your feet. That's when RVD interrupts. Rob Van Dam versus Booker T. Are they going to wrestle tonight? Because if so, yes, please. And then Paulie, he makes it official. The main event match tonight will be Booker T versus Rob Van Dam in an Extreme Rules match. Before that match, we get another pointless promo package from Rene Dupree, who brags about winning last week, as if it matters. But this main event, it has all the makings or all the ingredients to make this potentially the best episode of WWE ECW. Please deliver. I'm a big fan of how annoying Sharmell is. When the bell rings, I see Booker and Van Dam have 10 minutes. Let's go. This is going to be good. These guys are so great at wrestling, and I also really enjoy how Taz and Styles put over that Booker and RVD are former tag team partners from back when they were both on Raw. Now Booker's a SmackDown guy and RVD's a ECW guy, but still, I enjoy them acknowledging the past. Speaking of the past, in the real timeline, Rob Van Dam loses the ECW championship to the Big Show on July 4th, but in the Alpha Entertainment Worldwide retelling of the relaunch of ECW, because I keep injuries and suspensions and unfortunately deaths and things of that nature, I will still have RVD get suspended and have to drop the titles, but Booker T is the man who I plan on ending Rob Van Dam's 4-week, 3-week, 5-week title reign, whatever it is, post One Night Stand 2. And it's actually as Booker T is ECW champion that he wins the King of the Ring tournament, because all of these ingredients, these pieces, whether it be winning the ECW World Championship, winning the King of the Ring, all these things are going to be what makes him delusional and, going crazy. The idea of Big Show leading this new era just never really sat right or made me feel like it made sense, but I think Booker T could be the right outsider on the ECW brand, because the fact is, yes, Booker is kind of filling that similar role as Big Show does, but I just think that he has the better ability to deliver great matches, and this one isn't a great example. I'm like, you could just basically copy-paste this match into that July 4th episode, because they got so many great things. Like, there's a time when Booker pushes RVD off of the top rope or top turnbuckle out to the outside. There's another time when RVD gets thrown into a wedge chair, and then Booker goes to do a flipping leg drop on RVD while he's on the chair. RVD moves, and Booker crashes. RVD hits a 5-star frog splash in this actual match, but that's when Hardcore comes out and hits RVD with the chair and an Alabama slam. Styles reminds us that Paulie is the man who told Hardcore Holly that Rob doesn't want him here in the new ECW. Booker wins with a scissors kick. It was a very good 4 out of 5 episode. It really could have been a 5-star great episode had they not had that pointless and irritating disqualification finish in the opening match. But, good is good, and I'm glad that it's a vast improvement over the usual for this show. Whether it's your first time here or you're a regular here at Mr. Super Oz, I just want to thank you for tuning in to the channel. It exists because I, Oz, from the channel Mr. Super Oz, I wrote a 68-page graphic novel called Everlasting Survivors. Volume 1 is called All Day Long. If you follow the link in the description of this video, you can get yourself hats, shirts, posters, all kinds of fun things. But most importantly, you can get the story itself. And the more people that pick up the story, the greater the chances are that there can be continued adventures with these heroes. If you could, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment, enjoy.